And the 1080p that it has is so crisp, especially because of all the autofocus and auto keystone and all of the other features. Very luxurious to have these nice movie nights outdoors and off-grid. I'm on my way to have a fun movie projector night, and I'll show you exactly what to bring, how to set it up, and the projector that I finally landed on, because I have been researching this for 2 years, and finding the perfect projector for this was quite a feat. Mainly, the ability to charge with an external power bank and an actually good projector. And trust me, that feature alone is very rare. I've looked. All right, let's go. I had to reconfigure stuff a bunch, and hopefully it'll work. My tripod is sticking out. That's what you gotta do when you film. Hopefully my straps hold it. And everything stayed put. Thank God. Didn't even budge. Whew. And this is what you're gonna need for your perfect movie night. Links to everything is in the description down below. I bought all of this on my own money. Those are affiliate links, and it's an easy way to support the channel if any of these products interest you at no extra cost to you. I will try to get a discount code from Nebula, so keep an eye out in the description. Going to need a projector, and I highly suggest you get a projector case if you're doing these kinds of movie nights. It's likely that you will. This is an off-brand one that I'll link, but I would suggest maybe even going for the official one. But I like this because I have all this space to put extra stuff. The only thing is this little holder doesn't work that well for the adapter, but it works good enough. The projector that I settled on was the Nebula Anker 1080p LED. There's also a 4K laser, slightly more expensive and slightly better brightness as well as contrast ratio, but this is plenty enough for everything that you need. It comes with a controller, but you can also control everything on the top with a touchpad. You'll need a projector screen, of course. This is a simple one that we can ratchet strap stick on a tree. You just need something that's bright enough, white enough. Even when we got stuck and we didn't even have a projector screen with us, we used a gray bed sheet and it worked good enough. You may want also a power bank to extend your battery life. Just note that you need one strong enough, 45 watts or more, to be able to power the projector. This is optional, but a good Bluetooth speaker or one with an aux. Something to sit on. I have 2 different options. Lights, optional, but very recommended and useful just to set a mood. And as we're in the park and it's late at night, I have mosquito repellent options like this one and an old school one like this one. This one I think is literally from the 90s. All right, so the speaker, hi! I'm filming my YouTube video. You have the projector screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's in this little thingy on the back.
Ah, great. I can't wait to see that setup. Okay, this projector is small but super powerful. Do not be fooled by its size. Look at its size. This is compared to my 500 ml water bottle. It's 1080p and real 1080p. A lot of these other projectors will have very weird convoluted marketing. You have to look for native resolution. Finding a good 1080p minimum projector that you can also charge with a power bank is extremely difficult. This adapter is 45 watts, so you need a strong enough power bank if you would like to extend the runtime. But this does have a 52 watt hour battery with 2.5 hour runtime. That's on 60% eco mode. That is their claim. In real life, at 20% brightness, which was plenty enough in nighttime settings, I was able to watch 3 hours and there was still 20% battery life at the end of it. So it's really great. But if you don't want to sacrifice on brightness, or you want to increase your runtime, which we were doing when we were camping, then you need a strong enough power bank. This is a pretty big one, but I'll link another option at the bottom. You want a power bank that's at least 45 watts, otherwise it will not work. So all of my friends' power banks were not powering the projector because it is very power hungry. It is, after all, a whole entertainment system. I'm not sure about the accuracy of the data, but I do love that it has this screen to indicate the watts consumed or powered and how many hours is remaining or charging. That's helpful when you're off grid and charging it via a portable solar power panel to get an approximate time frame for how long it'll take to fully charge. It even has 8-watt speakers. Dolby surround it says, but I don't really see how relevant that is, but it does have it. You can also use the capsule as a standalone Bluetooth speaker that has a 10-hour runtime. Sound quality is okay, but not anything an audiophile will love. I personally prefer a dedicated quality Bluetooth speaker for better sound and volume for my music and movie. It has auto keystone and auto focus, which is incredible. My friend had a 480p old projector. Getting that whole setup to be perfect and aligned and everything and focus was easily a 15-minute endeavor. With this projector, I set it auto keystones, auto focuses, and if I need to refocus, I can press a button and it does it instantly. Even when I move things around, it'll detect and it'll auto focus and auto keystone again. I think that's a setting you can actually turn off. There is a aux cable. The 4K laser doesn't have that anymore. There's also an HDMI input, USB-A for a hard drive of some sort, and your USB-C. At the bottom, rubber feet so it stays put. You also have a 1/4-inch thread, so you can put a tripod, which I highly suggest getting, even if it's a simple tripod. I have a very cheap tripod. I should probably upgrade that I got free from some sort of kit. Plenty enough to be able to angle it really well. The Nebula has a really good interface too. It has a Google TV interface, which a lot of these other projectors don't. They work off of a weird base Android that is not great. This has a good interface and it's certified by Netflix as well. You have access to all of the apps. On the remote control, you even have access to all of the major streamers on a quick shortcut button, and you even have voice assist. Another accessory that you should probably get is the HDMI to USB-C cable, and this allows you to watch your downloaded offline content. You would just plug in the other USB-C to either a cell phone or your laptop, because you cannot download, I don't know, some sort of restriction on projectors. You can't download any of your movies or TVs with the streamers on here. You can only stream, which means you have to have an internet connection. When we were camping, we were off-grid, no internet connection. You can download all the content on your phone with your regular streamer or other content that you have, and then plug this in and it mirrors your phone or your laptop, so you can watch all of your offline content. So that is how you would do that. Little tip. I didn't see any other reviews mention this. To play downloaded content that's not from a streamer, I would suggest using VLC Player, as you can adjust the audio delays on the app, but you can also do that on the projector itself in the sound panel. But if the lag is significant, you may need both. I also have a Bluetooth speaker, which you don't need, but if you want louder sound, or in our case, because the projector is usually further away from where we're sitting, this allows us to have the sound right next to us. Now, all of these features are pretty unique in such a small form factor, and that does come with a little bit of a price. There's also no zoom, which is pretty normal on a small projector like this, so you physically need to move the projector closer or further away from the screen. It can project up to 120 inches in size, which is massive. On a projector like this, the further away you go, the brightness and sharpness can lower. So I find that a good balance of brightness and clarity is up to 80 inches. A 120-inch screen is really big. I have no need for that, but if you do, I would suggest going with the 4K laser since it's brighter and has more resolution. My TV at home is a 55-inch 4K OLED. It's a quality LG C3 TV, and the quality and the color on this, on the crispness, is really, really outstanding. This is a 200 lumen and 400:1 contrast ratio. The 4K laser is a 300 lumen with 500:1 contrast ratio. The colors on here are incredible. It is basically a Rec 709. It just means that it's like the color space that all these movies and TV shows mainly are using. And it can also take in 4K content, but it will downscale it to 1080p. If I was to have a backyard projector for a movie night at home, I wouldn't get this. This is really more of the portability factor. Like right now, we're at a park and there's no power outlet. Now for sitting options, I have two. Ultra portable Matador blanket that I've featured in other ones. It comes with little hooks that you could put in the ground, and this is good for, they say 2 to 4, but realistically it's like 1 to 3, I would say. There's no like padding. It's really just to keep your butt clean from the nature. Yeah, it's super thin, but it's like waterproof, weatherproof, so it's perfect. And it's got little seam lines so that you can easily repack it back. The other option, and a more comfortable option if you have the space for it and the budget, is this Helinox Sunset version 2 chair. I love this chair. First of all, the colors are super cute. It is so easy to put together. For the portability and comfort, it is super high. I can even put a sweater or something in here as like a pillow. Now I have a headrest. With that comes a higher price tag. Kind of like a triangle where it's price, portability, comfort. You only get 2 out of 3. This does cost a little bit more, but it is my favorite, and it is small. I've had a couple camping chairs that were bigger and I just never ended up bringing them anywhere. But because of the small size of this, I bring it everywhere with me. So we're going to now barbecue, have a great night, set up a fun movie, enjoy the rest of the evening, and what's left of summer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and if you want to see some cool camping gear, you can check out this video right here. But this other video is pretty darn cool too. And you go down and you get down.